us a thumbs up, Al, right?
Teachers.
Oh, that was Sue Gladden?
Let's call the meeting to order at 6:32. Please stand for the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, roll call. Deb, why don't we start?
Debbie Sherman,
Mike Kusa.
Vinnie Canadella.
Nicole Living McGrath, Stacy Gendron, Aaron Delfino,
Robert Carr.
Kukundak,
Jacob Duckler.
All right. Any amendments to the agenda? Okay, hearing none. Approval of minutes.
make a motion to approve the December 16th Board of Education minutes.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Motion carries.
I'll make a motion to table the December 16th special meeting minutes.
Do we have a second?
I second that.
Okay, any discussion?
Why?
It's expulsion hearing with details that we'd like to re-review.
Okay.
Before approving.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstained? Motion carries.
Motion to approve the January 6th minutes.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Abstained? Motion carries.
Motion to approve the January 13th minutes.
We have a second?
Second.
Okay, any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Abstained? Motion carries. Okay. Audience of citizens, hearing none. Do we have any board correspondence?
I didn't get anything, no.
We're flying through. Presentation. I don't think we have any. We're flying. Okay, moving on to action items.
Motion to accept the retirement of Michelle Poremski.
Prismansky.
Thank you.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? I'd just like to say, I wish her the best of luck in her future endeavors. All those in favor? Opposed? Abstained? Motion carries. Okay, do we have a motion for the Board of Education meetings calendar?
Motion to approve the Board of Education meeting schedule for 2026 board meeting.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Abstained? Motion carries. Okay,
Motion to approve the 26-27 school calendar.
we have a second.
Second.
Any discussion? We've had a good amount of
Too much.
communication on this. I think we're happy with the direction we're going. Do we, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Motion carries. Hey, we motion on the outdoor speaker project.
Motion to approve the outdoor speaker project as presented.
We have a second.
I'll second this one.
Discussion?
What was the cost again?
Yeah.
30,000. Any other discussion? Okay, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstained? Motion carries. Okay, we have a motion on the new course proposal for the high school.
I'll make a motion to approve the new APES class proposal.
We have a second.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor? Opposed? Abstained? Motion carries.
Motion to approve the catering course at Oxford High School.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstained? Motion carries.
Motion to approve the EMT-B course proposal at Oxford High School.
Do we have a second?
Second this one.
Okay, any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstained? Motion carries.
Motion to approve the financial literacy program at Oxford High School.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstained? Motion carries.
Motion to approve the AP pre-calculus class at Oxford High School.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstained? Motion carries. We're gonna have a lot of motions for you. Okay, we have a motion on the preschool program tuition, to eliminate it.
Oh, okay. Motion to eliminate the preschool program tuition.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Discussion?
Was the town, did the town,
The money is collected to the district in the activities fund and then sent to the town. Every year it seems to get smaller and smaller because the peer students are the only ones being charged to pay. And it seems that that's affecting our ratings for the state. And our special needs program, the preschool program thrives when you have a solid balance. And the tuition, which I don't know anyone on the board who knows when it was applied. I mean, maybe you do, Stacy, but the why, we don't know the why. We reached out, we notified the town a week ago. We haven't heard back, except, they asked a question about the amount, but other than that,
so we don't know what it was being used for?
it was just being collected and then sent to the town, but nothing went to the preschool program.
And it's not recorded in the general fund budget,
It goes to a miscellaneous line item.
because, I was talking with someone from the Board of Finance and they were gonna talk about it yesterday, but
Right.
they had to cancel the meeting.
So, year to date, we've collected 12,000, last year was 14,000. The year before that, it said 40,000. I haven't dug into that to see if there might have been an accounting thing. Cause this year and last year being pretty close, I don't know if that's an anomaly or if enrollment changed that much. So I'm still looking into that, but.
There might have been a couple of years that just hadn't gotten sent over with delayed audits and things like that.
Correct, that's why I haven't been able to dig into that number, because it's just blind right now. But last year and this year are pretty close.
And we're talking a couple 100,000 over the course of
10 years.
10 years, right? At least,
I
and we
mean,
average 20,000, 10 years.
Yeah.
So they used to be full.
I wonder what they did with all that money.
And that number that you just said, the 40,000 must be an anomaly, because that's the accounting for the year that the state said we didn't have enough typical students in the preschool, so.
Yeah.
Just making that connection in my mind.
So the point, it seemed like at the last board meeting, this topic came up. That the board seemed united in the sense of we want the peers, we want the preschool program to succeed and be as successful as possible. And that this is it interferes and the money is not being applied to the preschool program and it's only a selective group that are being charged. So I put it on the agenda to see how the board felt on it. So.
Well, I mean, the thing is, you need the peer model in order for the program to be successful. So if you don't have a peer model, it really doesn't make any sense. So if you're not charging, we're needing this program, so you need both, so the fact that peer models are being charged and I just think is ridiculous because you can't run a program, especially when you saw the numbers going down, that probably was the limiting factor. It's like, or, deciding factor for families. And it's hard as a working parent, you know, to have that time in the day too, and it's a like 3 or 4 hour program, so you're only gonna have a limited number of peers as it is, that you know, they can get them back and forth to school in that time frame.
There was a period in time when we did not charge. I know when my daughter was being evaluated, we didn't charge back then, and she was well graduated, so. Yeah,
So we have what we need right now in terms of peer. And
My understanding is if the letter that goes out to families to see has not gone out, it's gonna be going out in the next week or two. And that's one of the impetus to put it on the agenda for now is, do we communicate that in the letter out to the families that who would be eligible?
Right.
So we don't have the numbers going.
kind of going somewhere with the questions that I'm asking. So how many peer kids do we have?
Right now,
It's just a ballpark. It doesn't need to be.
yeah, about, I
exact.
think in 3 in each classroom.
Three, so we have 9,
6.
6.
Yeah.
Okay. So my question is, does it make sense to maybe, I'm gonna hate to hear this word, refund those 6 and send out a request for more at charging them nothing? So we can get kids in to be peers. Does everybody understand what I'm going at and getting at here? Like, if it's $12,000, that's a lot of money. But it's, when we talk about how much we spend, you know, on facilities, et cetera, over time, does it make sense to refund the people that have paid to be peers and then send out a letter to look for new kids to come into the program?
Well, he said the letter was going out in a couple of weeks, right?
The letters for the next.
For next
For
year.
next year.
Yes.
So it's just, I don't need an answer right now, but I think it's might not be a bad idea if we're already falling behind statewide in terms of how they evaluate. Maybe we could jumpstart and go from there. Maybe this needs to go into the finance committee to be talked about. You know, I don't know, but I think it's a good solution to get kids into the program now. For help now.
Right.
Just a thought.
I know that when they didn't charge, they had more than they needed, and they actually interviewed the students to see
Yeah,
if
they
they
did.
were a good fit.
Yeah.
I'd like to see it get back to where we're, you know, overwhelmed with interest.
I
Just something to think.
I think I don't know, Garen, if what it would be appropriate or what subcommittee. I don't know if that would fall under curriculum or finance, but we talked to Linda about, do we enroll, like, is there still an open enrollment for the current preschool year? And about that scenario, and Noah, have we paid the town for this current year?
We did pay the town in the current fiscal year, yes.
I don't know why we're paying it.
It's just a suggestion.
So we don't make money, we're not a profit center, so.
Okay.
Well, any revenue goes to the town, like if we get tuition from someone for a student, that money goes to the town, it doesn't stay with us. We can't have income, basically.
Okay.
Well, we have a curriculum meeting on Monday. So we could always do it then if we wanted to, but.
And I think if this passes, any new student added to the program would not have to pay, but it is a little unfair to the students that have already paid for this time period.
Yes,
And if collectively they pay $12,000, it'd be nice to, that might have to be a conversation with the town.
Yeah.
Kind of go from there, but
I'm just throwing it out there.
no, it's a good point, because the sooner the better, you know, the year's not done. I don't even think we've hit the halfway mark yet. We're close. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain? Motion carries. Do we have a motion for the,
Nicole, do you want to use the policy one?
Yeah, we have a second read down for tonight regarding high school graduation requirements. This policy is being updated to updated to outline the credit requirements for classes graduating in 2026, 2027, and thereafter. There's a few legislative changes that have been made that are reflected in the language of the policy. An example of one is that a physician's assistant can now provide a note excusing a student from the special ed requirement. We have personal finances classes can now count towards a credit requirement in humanities, STEM, or as an elective. And a student can earn 1 credit for a capstone, but it's not required for graduation. Also, FAFSA, the FAFSA completion requirement applies to classes graduating in 2027 and thereafter. So does anybody have any questions about that? Okay, hearing none, I make a motion that we approve the policy for high school graduation requirements as written.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor? Opposed? Abstain? Motion carries.
Next policy that we have down for second read is the new policy regarding library collection development and maintenance, library displays and programs, and library material review and reconsideration. We had some discussion at this regarding this at the last meeting. Does anybody else have any other questions or concerns that you'd like us to go over before we vote? All right, hearing none, I make a motion that we approve the library policy as written.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Bobby Hart? Abstain? Motion carries.
And then the last item we have regarding policy on this agenda is a motion to remove policy 4940, which is the Connecticut paid sick leave law. And as we discussed before, that we have a law that controls this. It made no sense to have another policy considering this keeps evolving and you're gonna have to keep changing the policy. So it's easier for us to just repeal this policy and say, we're gonna follow the law. That was the rationale behind all of this. So does anybody have any questions about that? All right, hearing none, I will make a motion that we remove policy 4940 Connecticut paid sick leave from our policies pages.
Do we have a second?
Cool.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor? Opposed? Abstain? Motion carries.
I think that's it for me for now.
Thank you all.
Report of the superintendent.
Yes, first, I'd like to issue some mega kudos to our facilities, maintenance facilities department, as well as Prestige Landscaping and Kevin Cox for doing an incredible job getting us ready for today. As you know, we received a lot of snow and they put in a tremendous amount of hard work in getting our facilities ready for today. So I really need to acknowledge all the hard work that went into that. There was a long period of snow in order to maintain it. We have a lot of parking lots and sidewalks. So thank you to all of those folks. We greatly appreciate it. Unfortunately, we had a leak yesterday at our middle school, a pipe burst. And I also want to thank Mike, Gino, and our lead and night custodians, John, Veneris, Joel, Armando, for all their hard work cleaning it up. We brought a restoration company in. They worked long hours to get ready for today, and the 3-hour delay helped as well. So we're in good shape there. So I appreciate all their hard work in helping getting the middle school ready for our students today. As you know, the 26-27 budget planning development process continues. Work is being done in our finance committee, and we'll have another presentation at our February 10th board workshop meeting. So we'll be sharing additional information there. We're wrapping up our community audit, communications audit, and development of plan, as well as our 10-year capital improvement plan. We'll have presentations to the Board of Education on February 10th. And 2 weeks ago, I had the opportunity to attend my first middle school concert, and it was absolutely remarkable. This year, they tried something different, doing part of it in the gymnasium and part in the cafeteria. So it helped out because the turnout was just tremendous and we still had to add chairs in order to get everyone in there. So that's a good problem to have. So we really appreciate the hard work that our two music teachers put in preparing our students for that concert. And that's it.
Okay. Ralph, was there an issue with why the pipe burst? Do you have any?
Yes, it was, it's in front of the building. It's the same spot where it burst 3 years ago. And it's the lack of insulation and, there's fresh air coming in that's not supposed to at that point, so. So we re-insulated it and, hopefully it'll work, but, we left the tiles open right now for a while till we were in this cold spell. We don't want to take it again because, the way we saved the place was we had custodians there. There was no time loss, you know, so they knew the fire alarm went off. You know, Armando ran upstairs and, fire department was there, so he quickly, called Mike and Gina to turn off the water, for it, so. But unfortunately, you know, you still got, you know, hundreds of gallons that come out fast out of the sprinkler, so. The first pipe there, but it was it's in front of the school. I think it's right there in the lobby.
I had a suspicion that it was
Exact same
the
spot.
same spot.
Same pipe, same thing, yep. Same sprinkler head.
Report of the assistant superintendent.
Thanks. Just want to echo what Ralph said about our maintenance and facilities and custodial crews. They've been incredible these past couple days. I've been spending since I reported out to you last, I've been spending a lot of time in evaluations and in processes. So like Ralph said, we'll be reporting out on, you know, a lot of updates at the February Board of Ed meeting, but I've been going into classrooms and doing observations of a lot of our non-tenured staff. It's been really incredible. The stuff that's going on in our classrooms is exciting. Our kids are excited, our learners are excited. And that's just been really refreshing to be able to be in the classrooms and seeing what the kids are doing with what our teachers are doing. I've also been working with our staff here and in the buildings and with Jim, especially on different processes, making sure that we're making the most of, you know, our power school system is really powerful. And making sure that we're using that and that our processes all match. So when we're doing data entry at the building level, is it getting into the power school system or all of the tick marks going on, and do all of our clerical staff and administrative staff know how to keep that up to date so that our records for kids are in line, our records for staff and all of that. So we've been working a lot on processes. And I'm sure it sounds thrilling and fascinating, but I promise you, it actually has been a lot of fun to dig into. And I think that is really the summation. Last week, I did have a great opportunity to meet with the Deputy Assistant Superintendent of the ACES School District, which is our RESC. I reached out to them just to get some more information. I said, hey, we have a new team here in Oxford. I'd love to meet, get to know you guys a little bit. So Tim House, who's the Deputy Assistant Superintendent, or Deputy Superintendent, excuse me, and the Director of PPS from ACES came here to meet with me. And we just talked about the types of resources that ACES has to offer for professional learning, for staff, for administrators, different resources for us as a district. So they're going to be sending me a bunch of stuff, and it was a nice connection to make.
Great. Okay, report of the chair. Dr. Marino, you literally line by line covered what I was going to say, so mine will be quick. I'll just echo, thank you to Mike D'Agostino, Gino Palacio, the custodians and the restoration company. Last time we had this issue, it happened at Christmas, either Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. And it took the team a week to remediate. So we were able to do this in what, 10, 12, 14 hours. Remarkable effort for everyone involved. Getting the schools open. I mean, we had, wasn't today a 3-hour delay, but we easily could have had another day off. But from my understanding, everything was, the parking lots, the sidewalks, everything was done very well. So kudos to the Prestige Landscaping and our building custodians. They worked really hard. For the board, just a reminder that we're in the middle of getting our budget reviewed and then approved. I believe we're looking to approve it February 24th. We're gonna have a budget workshop also on the 10th. But in the meantime, we have a finance subcommittee meeting tomorrow night. If you have questions, don't hold it to yourself, preferably don't wait to the last minute to ask them. Send them to me, send them to anyone on the finance subcommittee so we can get them answered. And we can respond back and make sure that we're dotting our i's and crossing our t's. We've had multiple meetings in the past month, and we're gonna continue meeting until we've gone through the budget book line by line and make sure that we're all in support, understand, and we're all going in the same direction as we bring it back to the board. So we're very excited on that. The February 10th meeting is gonna be a very long meeting. We have the 10-year plan from the architect / engineering team that reviewed everything. We're gonna be doing a budget workshop. Please eat prior or bring food to the meeting. It's gonna be a long one, but a very good meeting. I believe, have we finalized the location for the February 10th?
Not yet, we're working on that.
Okay. So that's all I have for my report. And student representative?
So we just got done with midterms, everyone's relieved. Seniors just, we have it in our heads now to start preparing for capstone, in May, when AP's finish, when engineering design development, W students finish their presentations for capstone. Just so people can get started, what do they want to do for those 3 weeks? When they don't have to come to school to do their capstone. And across the building, there's been, I don't have to take it, I should take it, all this stuff. So we have a few months we're getting ready. As for the PLTW students, I've seen them going into classrooms, they're sharing their presentations on what they have so far, they're sharing concepts, getting feedback from students, doing surveys. As for upcoming events, tomorrow we have Sophia Burrito, Holocaust Survivor coming in. It'd be great if everyone could attend. Then I don't really remember anything upcoming except for the musical in March. That's about all.
Thank you. Okay, board committee reports, we'll start with facilities. There's nothing new except the water leak at the middle school and the snowstorm. Our next meeting is on February 9th. And moving on to curriculum.
A meeting on the 2nd at 5:15. We were supposed to meet last night, but we got snowed on, so we'll meet on the 2nd.
Policy. Nicole.
Our next meeting is Thursday, February 5th at 5:45, and it's virtual if anybody would like to pop in and say hello.
Finance. We talked enough about it, but our next meeting is tomorrow, 1/28. In person, and at the next meeting, we're gonna be doing a budget workshop, so. Read your budget book, and if you have questions, please don't hesitate to share them. Moving on to school business partnerships, we do not have any meetings scheduled, and I think Cole's team is working on how that could be rolled under curriculum, I believe.
Right, we have some model language that we're gonna try to use to make it part of the curriculum commitment.
Fantastic. Liaison report. Oh, it's my mistake. I do have one more thing to add for finance. You might have received, or you should have received, today, a wire transfer list. And do we have a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve the budget transfers as submitted.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Right.
Aye. Opposed? Staying? Motion carries. Thank you, Noah, sorry about that.
That's good.
Okay, liaison report. I know Molly is homesick. Hope she's feeling better. For booster, Sue.
So Festival of Trees was successful again this year. We had 11 charities that we ended up giving. We had a little over $6,000 raised. And sorry. And we're also now in the process of planning for the Harlem Wizards, which is gonna be March 28th. And then starting to get ready for all the senior events, lock in, take a pan.
Great. Anyone with PTO? Oh, Molly's.
I know they start their, road run project, coming up soon, so it's next week,
Think so.
registration started. Can I just give an update on the handbook? So we met virtually on the handbook, we have a draft, we're just gonna proofread and get back, and it should be pretty well done, come to the board for approval.
Great. Okay, audience and citizens. Okay, time for executive session. Do we have a motion?
I hereby move that the board enter into executive session for the purpose of discussion regarding receipt and consideration of written attorney-client privilege, communication regarding district organizational chart, and discussion regarding same. I further move that Superintendent Ralph Marino and Assistant Superintendent Garen Mullen be invited into the executive session. Thank you so much.
Do we have a second? Second. Discussion. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstained? Motion carries. We are entering into executive session at 7:02.